Good day. I'm Nick French of GHS Training and Consulting based here in Singapore. We provide training solutions for the globally harmonized system for hazardous chemicals, otherwise known as the GHS. I was recently presented with an interesting comparison of two varying classifications from different countries for sodium tetraborate, otherwise known as borax. In the first part of the study, we'll look at the classification of borax as a substance. This is a hazardous substance that affects sexual function and fertility, as well as causing adverse effects on offspring. It also causes eye and skin irritation. Although it is not an acutely hazardous substance, in terms of the GHS, it is qualified as hazardous. Normally appearing as a solid, this chemical, based on available criteria or properties, would be classified as having reproductive toxicity. When one looks at the classification for borax in its hazard class, in Europe it's classified as a category 1B toxicant. But when we look at the same substance in the Japanese database, it is classified only as a category 2 toxicant. In other words, less hazardous. This has relevance in that the label elements for these two categories use different signal words, danger and warning respectively, and hence different label hazard statements. So we have lack of consistency from one country to another. Which do you use? Isn't this what we're trying to avoid with the GHS, having to decide between different systems and classifications? This rather interesting example demonstrates how there can be inconsistencies in classification from one country to another based on criteria used. Which one is right is hard to say. The learning point here is that even if you've performed your classification in Singapore or used a classification from another source or country, it may not conform to that of another region, just as we've witnessed here. My recommendation for those of you importing or exporting hazardous chemicals is to check the classifications of your product in that country to ensure there's true harmony. And you may need to make some adjustments here and there. In the second part, we'll look at how borax is classified when diluted with water. I invite you to join me for this in the next sequel clip. Remember, the GHS is still in its infancy with many questions and concerns. Hopefully over the years, such differences such as these will be smoothed out. But in the meantime, there may be no clear answers, and you may have to make your own judgment call. I'm Nick French from GHS Chemical Training and Consulting. If you have any opinions on this matter, I welcome your comments. Email me at nick@ghschem.sg. If you'd like to know more about our in-house training programs, visit www.ghschem.sg. Good luck with your GHS program, and cheerio for now.